Well, I'll take you on give you a little update on the lavender. As you see, we got 82 plants. Well, 82 plants is what I did plant. There's a couple that have died, and so I think I'm down to probably 78 or so. Maybe 4 or 5 have died right here. That one died, but they're doing good. I have to come out and water them by hand because I don't have any kind of water source other than my pond out here, so I have to bring these 5-gallon water buckets or whatever and just fill them and water them by hand. So that's kind of a nuisance, but lavender don't need a lot of water, so I'm doing it about twice a week right now. It's really hot, and we've had a lot of rain, but up until this week we've had really no rain. So these are all phenomenal lavender. They're all supposed to be phenomenal, but I'm a little perplexed. They came from 3 different vendors. So this was my first batch here, which I think you saw there, the video earlier when I was planting them. But these are doing great. They're, you know, very thick. They're even coarse and stuff. They haven't bloomed or anything. I don't know if I've just missed the season or if it's going to be a year before they do. So I wouldn't harvest them anyway. I would just let them bloom and then die off and do their thing. Ooh, but they smell good. Ooh. Yeah, it smells really good. Anyway, so this row, let's see, that row, the first row, second row, and third row are all from the same vendor. And so their lavender looks a little different than the one over on this row. And it's all supposed to be the same variety. See here, you can see these are from a different vendor, but they're blooming. So I don't know if maybe these were farther along in the process when they sent them to me. I'm not sure. These aren't looking as full as those over there, which is a little odd. I don't know if that's because of the way I planted. You know, I tried to stay pretty consistent as far as the way I was planting them. But I don't know. Maybe next year they'll do better. I'm not going to harvest anything anyway this year. These are looking like they're struggling a little bit, and I'm going to have to water. Actually, this is, you know, the soil still looks a little damp from the last time I watered them. But this isn't the best soil. You know, I did a lot of work to try and amend it in the very beginning, and I don't know how great I did, but you can see this last batch, which was the third batch I got from a different vendor. They're all struggling. Lost a couple of those right there. Probably can salvage these, but they look a little bit more like the first one. So I don't know. It's all over the map here, it seems like. So we'll just kind of see how it progresses. Not really sure. I'm gonna have to read up on whether I go ahead and just trim these up. I think that's probably what I'll do, is just at the end of the season when they kind of die back, which they're starting to. They have a very short season, lavender do. So you gotta, you know, cut them, harvest them, usually mid-June to mid-July, depending on your zone. We're in zone 7 here, so the blooming time was probably about 2 weeks ago. So these I'll just probably cut back and just get ready for next year. Hopefully next year will be a whole lot more prolific, you know, because they'll have been in the ground for a year. Hopefully they'll make it through the winter. We're in Tennessee, so our winters aren't too bad. You know, we're not going to have tons of snow or anything like that. But what I may do in the winter time is just kind of cover these with like a cloth to keep them from freezing. I don't know if that'll help, but so I have a lot of faith in these right here. I think next year they'll do really well. Just got to keep on making sure I water them. They don't need a lot of fertilizer. They just need the ideal amount of water, which that's a very arbitrary term, but not over water. But the greatest thing they need is drainage. And I'm on a slope here, and I put a lot of rock in there, a lot of drainage rock, so it, you know, should be fine for all the water to come through it and not wash the plant, and still have a lot of nutrients for the roots and stuff like that. So coming along. I'm pretty proud for not ever doing it, you know, not ever putting a lavender plant in the ground. I think we're doing okay. I'm getting ready to do some dirt work where I actually am gonna double the size of my pond. You can kind of see my pond back in there. So all that low-lying area where you see the white flowers and stuff like that will all be underwater. So this will, I'm gonna build up the levee back there to meet about where that stump is, or that big log is. It's just gonna be one level thing, and all this will be underwater. So I'm gonna take some of these trees out. That way I can bring my lavender plants farther down, probably up to that tree, and then keep the rest. And so that's a project that's going to start in July. I'll keep you informed about that. I'm going to take up those trees because I'm going to put lavender over there. So I'm going to take all that out, kind of grade it a little bit, and plant some more lavender. And eventually we're going to have a barn up there. So this will be kind of a, you know, a gathering area with lavender and other plants and stuff like that, and maybe a wedding venue and that sort of thing. So it's really peaceful out here. It's a long way from the road. Road is way over yonder. So anyway, just wanted to kind of give you an update. Lavender's looking good. One great thing about this lavender, which is very surprising, is it seems pest resistant, because I mean, I know that deer don't like lavender. I don't know if they don't like the smell or the taste or whatever it is, but rabbits do. And I'm in a perfect spot for lots of rabbits, and there's really just no sign of it. I mean, I would imagine rabbits would probably try and eat these little flowers off, and there's just none that are broken. So that's a good thing. There aren't many herbs and veggies that you can grow that are virtually pest resistant, but I'm liking this lavender. I'm thinking it is. Now, I don't know if it's maybe because of where they're at. I don't know what the story is, but or maybe I'm just not noticing it, which is very possible. But I'm very pleased with that. Very pleased. Yeah, this watering by hand is not the funnest. It's because you know, I want to put a well in, but I'm on a 2-year waiting list for a well. You can believe that. I don't know. I may have some insight onto someone who could do it, but for now, it's kind of the way of it. But I was going to put a well up here, right by the barn, supply the barn, and you know, all this stuff. So, but I guess if anybody was to start a well drilling business, they'd probably do pretty well. No pun intended. Anyway, we got coming along. Give it a little water, and then do it another probably 3 days or so. Thanks for tuning in.